You got time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Quest Unplayed. Quest Unplayed is where three gamers talk about everything and anything about gaming and have fun together to complete quests. I'm George, the co host of Quest Unplayed, and this quest is joined by Anthony
Hey everyone.
and Zach.
Hi.
And we have another guest, Tanya.
Hello.
All right, this is going to be fun. Before we start, this podcast is sponsored by Minimap, your ultimate gaming hub and a gaming companion app. You can sync your game accounts, make your game collection, connect with your other gamers, and do anything or everything related to games. And let's watch that sponsor video. By the way, I'm actually working on updating that video, so we might able to upload one after I come back from Texas.
Can I say something that's going to be controversial?
What?
What?
The music's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we could update the music a little bit, get another song in there that would just mix it up a little. Or
Okay.
I'm just saying. It's up to you. You guys do it, but I can jam. But
Okay. So I know Tanya's probably been busy doing a lot of updates on. I know you guys are also participating in Steam Next Fest, right?
Yeah, we're in the Steam Deck Fest.
So how's that so far?
Oh, pretty stressful to be honest. It's our first Next Fest like ever, like experience wise, and
Okay.
so yeah, and there's a lot of changes going on as well in Next Fest, like with how the platform goes and how each games are presented. So we're very nervous, and we hope that Steam will like our game and the players will like our game too. So yeah, so it's been like a little hectic, and but so far it's started to settle in now. It's been a few days, so yeah.
Okay. So a little bit stressful, but you're going through it.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Could you tell us a little bit about your game, Northwind, and a little bit about your studio, maybe? Just a brief introduction.
Okay, so first is my name is Tanya, and I'm actually a game producer and a marketing strategist for my own studio. Yeah. And we're just like a team of indies, like a three person team working on this game. And we have like some freelancers. Yeah. And this game is actually about like a monster hunting roguelike deck builder with card crafting.
Mm,
So we're a Monster Hunter fans, like truly, and we love Slayer Spire, like deck builders, and even Darkest Dungeon.
mm,
So we want to make something like monster hunting theme, and also like uniquely ours as well. So we put a little of our stuff there and like deck builder games, and we love deck builder games like general board game, um, like Dominion's Attack on Titans. So we have that, like we add that personality in the game. So yeah, so that's Northwind, and we've been doing it like we work on Northwind for like around like 4 years now, but it's not actually like full time 4 years. Like
mm.
we slowly it's like half of the time, and then eventually go full time at the later years. So that's about it. That's Northwind.
All
Yeah.
right.
didn't I say that during the stream last night?
I don't
I
know.
was
I
like, this
mean,
game feels like it's got some Monster Hunter. When I was fighting that chicken with the two hands and the legs,
Oh,
he was like, "Arr." I was like,
Yeah. Oh, because it reminds you of that chicken from Monster Hunter.
mm-hmm. But he had
yeah,
4 legs. I was like, whoa, it's unfair. It's a
Oh
rooster
well.
and it's got 4 legs. That's dangerous.
that
It's a
is.
lot of
Yeah,
eye
yeah,
poking. You know,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Zach.
I was a little scared.
Yeah.
Our
But I
first
mean,
chicken.
I really
it's just a chicken.
love the taste of all the games that you like, actually. Like all the games that I like too, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's like it feels like, added into like one game, I guess.
Oh, last night. Yeah.
Yeah. So
George
we'll.
jumped on. He's like, "Play this game. It's coming on tomorrow." So I started playing it, and I was like, "Is this is this? What is this chicken? This looks like a Monster Hunter." And then the main
Yeah.
character had like he had like the skull and the fur, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Wait a minute!" But I didn't. And now that you said it, I just want to throw that out there. I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay,
All cool.
good podcast, guys.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we'll talk more about Northwind. But before we start doing that, let's jump into the bulletin board waypoint. This is where we talk about which is weekly games, whatever happened this week. And first news is pretty sad one. The Warner Bros. Studio just shut down three of their own studios, right? And they canceled Wonder Woman project as well. I think that was one of the most anticipated, or not most, but like one of those anticipated games that a lot of fans were waiting for. And it feels like they shut down the multiverses, the online version as well. I don't know. I think they're not doing so well recently in terms of their gaming section at least.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, what's your take on this, Anthony?
You know how studios getting shut down is pretty sad.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when there's a history behind that studio. Especially one of them is Monolith,
Mm-hmm.
which has a long history. Because
Yes.
I play a lot of their games, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of sad to see one of that specifically that studio to go away after
Mm-hmm.
they've been there for so many years.
Right.
Um, but yeah, just it's like we're trying to think is why did they shut down the studios? Like, what were they like in terms of profit? The probably is profit is
Mm-hmm.
what kind of profit were they looking for? Like a high profit percentage back or something? Because it's really sad.
Yeah. I think it's a very like fast shifting or fast changing, I guess, industry. I guess like you just release a project. If it doesn't work, okay, we're just gonna shut down the whole team and then move on. Feels like it's kind of like the trend recently.
Yes,
So
Yeah.
especially the Wonder Woman because they gave them the project. They say, "Hey, make this game for us, develop it,"
Mm-hmm.
and then they were developing it, and then they said, "Okay, that's it, shut down the studio,
Yeah.
project cancel."
It's very
I'm like,
sad.
okay,
there was. It doesn't say who, but I'm reading some here that there was actually 3 different studios as part of the Warner Brothers
Yes. Yes. The three of
yeah,
game
it
them.
was.
studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the other, yeah, that's the sad
'Cause-
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Player first, and then Warner Bros. San Diego, I think, and Monolith.
What about
So
Carmen San Diego?
I don't think that got touched.
One of the things that sunk it was Suicide Squad because it was a painful flop.
yeah, that one was bad.
It looks like they said that they had a $200 million write down on that game.
I,
Yeah.
I knew that one was gonna be bad since the beginning because uh you have a studio who was pretty known for making Batman series for a long
Yeah.
period of time. So
Yes.
they were good at storytelling. They were good at combat. But then you taught them to, okay, let's try something new. Let's take you out of your comfort zone. Make this project for us. An online game, pretty much, that they never really done before.
Yeah.
So they make them try something they never done before, never touched.
It's pretty bad. So, Tanya, have you ever worked in a, I don't know, big gaming studio, or is this just your first project?
Um, to be honest, I'm from the publisher side.
Oh, okay.
I it's weird. Like I actually work, okay, not like big studio, but in my country,
Uh-huh.
I work as a one of the marketing strategist team lead in the publisher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but publishing games in Thailand. Yeah, like from Korea games to Thai. So yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
but that's the biggest I've ever been. Like
Uh-huh.
and the rest is like I've been there only a while and oversee some projects, some games, like 5 to 6 games.
Okay.
But then I
Wow.
moved into like um I started my own studio afterwards, and
Mhm.
it's just like 3 person now, and I get into game development. So my
Oh, okay.
background is like marketing first, then game development. So
Oh,
I learned game development from scratch from
okay.
starting this project. So, but I've been
Oh,
in Yeah, so I have no idea with game development. I have zero knowledge
Okay.
with game development. It's pretty hectic, to be honest.
Okay.
And yeah, but like before that, I'm in the publisher side. Yeah.
You know what's funny is you say that you have zero game development, right? Or you're learning it and stuff. But most game developers come on, they say they don't know nothing about marketing.
Yeah,
So
the
Yeah.
opposite. It's
Yeah, yeah,
basically
yeah,
the
yeah.
it's
opposite.
kind of
It's the
like
opposite.
side of You're like, I could do that though. Haha.
Yeah, but I would. I mean, I'm just curious. Like how is the gaming industry in Thailand? Like in we've been hearing a lot of news in the U.S. Especially
Mm.
they've been like getting laid off and studios shutting down. But I don't know how like the situation is in Thailand. Is it like because we don't like I know there's like big gaming events in Thailand too, but like I don't know if the industry is booming or I don't know if it's like descending or I don't know.
Okay. So for the market itself, like we are actually like we spend a lot of money on
Mm-hmm.
games,
Mm-hmm.
and especially compared to our income.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
as compared to our income, we do spend a lot. So regards to the customers or the players, so we are pretty much on the high spender side compared to our income.
Mm-hmm.
And as for
Mm.
game development, to be honest, we're still growing. Like,
Okay.
we don't really have that AAA studios. No, we don't have that. We're mostly indies trying
Mm-hmm.
to figure things out. That's like, yeah. And we start to have like a bigger, better game each year. But I can say we're still struggling a bit, and we're still learning throughout. Like,
Okay.
yeah. So that's like kind of like how it goes.
Okay. Awesome.
Mm,
I mean, we all love, like, the three of us love indie game studios, so that's
mm,
great.
Love him.
Yeah, we love them. We just love talking to them.
Love him.
Yeah, that's why
well,
that's why we invite them every week. But
mm.
yes, I mean, I guess it's really really good because like I don't think any company or any like company would start as a triple like it's really really rare to start as a triple A studio. There's like
Mm,
always a point where like a founder starts like this gaming company. Oh, I love playing games. Maybe I should develop a game, and then it becomes a AAA studio as they grow and then they have successful games here and there. And I guess the most important thing is to have the core value that they held like when they're established in the studio. Like don't become like the business person all of a sudden because you're making like I don't know like millions of dollars all of a sudden, but like
mm,
you need to still have the passion and love for the gamers and love for the game itself, I guess. And
Mhm.
that's why gamers still love AAA studios,
mm,
some of them.
Mm,
much.
mm. I'm
Mm.
just kidding.
Yeah.
I
So
would say though, you imagine if I could only imagine if you were part of a small studio and say you make like Balatro or Dave the Diver or something like that that just blows up. I would just stay small anyway still, because that just
Mm,
gives you so much income and freedom to do your
yeah,
next project.
I
I
guess
agree. I
yeah,
actually agree with that, honestly.
Just be like,
yeah.
and then move to Thailand because it sounds like that's the indie place. I'm just-
You should. You should. You should.
Go to
The food is
Thailand.
great. Yeah.
I believe it.
Oh, okay.
No, but honestly, yeah, no, to me, I've enjoyed more indie games. My whole channel is about indie gaming, so I'd rather play those most of the time than AAA. Now, I did buy Monster Hunter, but I've always loved Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See you in 100 hours later.
I mean,
Yes.
just because you love indie games doesn't mean you hate AAA
No, I
studios,
don't hate
right?
AAA
Like
games. No, 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 no,
exactly.
no.
But so
It's just they're
we
not as good,
yeah,
and they cost more.
yeah, yeah.
They do
Yeah.
cost more.
Uh, yeah. But
Like you should see when I pressed the button for Monster Hunter. I was like, I had the money, but inside it hurt. It hurt so bad.
This is why you flip the coin.
And that when you buy a $15 indie game and then you just fall in love with it and play for hours, you're like, bruh, I got to steal.
yeah,
It's like 400 hours later, you're like, this thing's so dope. But the other way, you're like, oh,
yeah.
it's been.
So, but I mean,
But Monster Hunter will be up there in those hours. I
yeah,
promise.
it's coming out
Mm.
today, right?
Yeah, I
Or
preloaded it.
yeah,
For you, I think it's today.
it is
For
today.
us, it's tonight. I think.
So I need to be on Korean time right now. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
No, technically, it should be on what was the Australia get the first game every time launch. I think.
It's actually New Zealand.
yes.
New
Yeah, oh, New
Zealand's
Zealand.
first,
Yeah,
and
New
then
Zealand. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
New
somewhere in
Zealand.
I
there.
used, I used to have a friend from New Zealand. She's like, we always get our games first, and I was like, cool, good for you.
But me and or Tonya is gonna get her hands on first before I do, because she's no, I get first, right?
Oh,
I
yeah,
get it
yeah,
first. I get it
yeah,
first,
yeah,
definitely. Awesome.
I
yeah.
actually have a
But
question on that. Do you have a certain weapon type you like in Monster Hunter? Like, do you ever have one you always?
Long sword. I'm
Oh.
sorry. It's the
No, there's
long
nothing wrong
sword.
with that. No.
Yeah.
It took out.
Mm, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, it's just like I'm addicted to that counter, like where everyone kind of hears that when we do it. Yeah, and that cool animations that like look at me. I just like that. Sorry.
Look what I'm doing.
Exactly. That's why my second best, like second wanted to play weapon is um okay, I can't remember the name. The flashy one. Okay, my brain.
Insect Glaive.
No. The
Twisty Claw?
flashy with the guard up,
Oh, are you talking about? Is it the one?
fails guard up, that
Yeah,
keyword.
does it have a gun and
No.
shield?
Charge blade. Charge blade.
Charge blade. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like
Okay.
you see me
Charge
hit.
Blade.
Yeah, I got the head of the monster and that fails. Elemental fails. Yeah, so that's like my go-to weapon.
awesome.
That's
So
a good weapon.
it feels
That's a
like
good weapon.
everyone's gonna be starting to play. So do you have it?
Yeah.
Do you now
How
have
about you,
enough?
George?
Yeah.
Hmm?
I
Uh-huh.
mean, I honestly I haven't played any of the Monster Hunter while series yet.
Yeah, so get out.
So yeah, so that's why I was like, just keeping
We're
quiet.
talking about
but
her
like,
game and Monster Hunter. Get out of here now.
Yeah,
all
but
right?
like if you're gonna play that on your PC, you need the $3,000 graphic card or something, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
But you want to have decent. You want to have a decent amount of RAM though, and
Yeah.
at least I think they said your card needs to be at least 2019 and higher as far as like like the year.
Okay.
So if you have like an i5 or higher version or whatever's close to that,
I think I'll try this one because I might be able to rent out my PS5 from a friend or something and then start playing there. Because my friend just had a
Went to PS5.
yeah,
That
I mean, because
PS5
like
doesn't come
my
back for
friend
like
just had
100 hours.
gave a birth to a child and he doesn't have any time to play it. So I was like, okay,
Oh,
Oh.
can I just
so you
borrow
got
it
6 months.
since you don't have any time? I'm like, yeah. So maybe,
that's funny.
yeah, it happens. It happens.
It does. It
It
does.
does.
Yeah,
I went for a good chunk of my life
the
not being able to
timing so
game much.
convenient.
Yeah, very convenient, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, it's sad news for the three studios that were shut down. I hope they get another opportunity. Like all those people that were involved, I hope they get an opportunity. I mean, it just
You know what's sad too is one of them came out with one of my favorite games like way back in the day, Fear. Did you guys anybody here ever play Fear?
Yeah.
It's like a first-person shooter.
That gave me
FEAR.
nightmares. It gave me nightmares.
Yeah, it was a scary game because you'd be shooting people and all excited, and all of a sudden there's a little
I
girl. in
thought
the
it
elevator,
was
like,
just shooting against other players. I didn't know there was like psychological horror in it also.
the worst was there's a part in the very first game. I can't. It's way back in the day, but you climb up a ladder, and the little girl's literally at the top of the ladder, and you're like,
Oh.
but you can't pull
The
your
little
gun
girl
out or nothing. You're like,
Yeah.
you're
Okay.
like, get back! I'm trying to go up this ladder, and you got people trying to murder you. Oh, it's so good.
yeah.
Sorry. All right, I'm
But,
going. It was a
I
good.
mean,
No,
game.
that's
they also made Tron, I think.
Oh yeah. Tron 2.0. Right?
Yes.
I didn't play that, but that was one of my favorite Disney movies as a child. So
All right. I think they.
you know when I
Yeah.
1990s.
Okay, so after the next news we have is the Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah, the Pokemon Legend AZ has been revealed finally. I guess it is coming out in 2025, so this year. They showcased
Was it 25? I thought it was
Yeah.
2026.
Is it ZA or AZ?
ZA.
ZA. It's 2025,
Okay.
right? I watched the video yesterday.
Don't remember.
Late 2025, right? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. When the Switch 2 comes out at the same time, then
Oh, they're actually aiming for that, right? Switch 2.
that sounds convenient. Switch
Yeah,
2.
that
now
actually
That's
is.
super convenient.
So-
Nintendo's on their game.
So they know their marketing too, then.
Mm.
Yeah.
Trainers in Pokemon will move around in real time during battles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you gonna get the Switch to Tanya when it come out?
Yeah, actually, like I'm to be honest, I'm kind of like I'm not sure if I'm hype or I'm not hype yet. Like
Okay.
I'm like in between. I'm like kind of hype, but at the same time, I'm not that hype. So I'm still a little confused at the moment. But I think when the time comes, I'll feel the hype. It's
Yeah.
like in the blur line right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to call that skeptical.
Okay.
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
exactly.
Did
All
you?
the
Yeah.
Pokemon in this game look like like some of them look like they're way too friendly. Like usually
Pokemon
look
are
friendly, but
friendly.
I mean, they're
no,
They are
supposed
some
to be
very
your
friendly.
best friends, right?
but like
Yeah, they're,
this one's eyeballs are like. I'm like, hey, that's
yeah.
not what you usually look like.
I mean, that's your best friend.
Yeah. It's supposed to
Pikachu
be
is my
your.
favorite, but I'm really old, so
Pikachu is my favorite too.
it's hard
Oh.
not to like Pikachu
Yeah.
Of course not.
Mhm.
because he always had his buddies back, you know.
Well, I mean, also any clothes that Pikachu wears looks nice.
Do you have your Pokemon? Like probably like you played every version of it and you're
I
like
do have every
oh
version.
wow.
Yes.
Oh
I'll.
oh
I'll
oh okay,
bet
that's
Anthony has
awesome.
all of them in physical title too.
Yes, and I do have the plushies.
Hey, those are worth a
Oh
lot. If you
wow.
can get the old Game Boy ones, you're
Ooh,
looking at
yeah,
some
those
money,
are
man.
I still have that one.
Mm.
We know what house we're going to when we go over to New York. Straight to
yeah, I
that.
mean, if you didn't like, break the seal, it'll cost a lot. It'll be worth a lot of money.
I think it was.
You
Yeah,
must
some
be
people
still
sold it.
broken.
It
You
was like
still
worth a lot.
Yeah, I think I mean recently I just watched a video clip of like pawn shop or something, and then a guy had like one of the only like Mario, some I forget which one it was, like Mario
Oh,
actual like the physical pack thing, and then the asking price was like I feel like $1 million or something, like something million
Oh.
dollars, and then obviously the
They
pawn
didn't give
shop.
it to him, dude.
If you're familiar with the show, there he's gonna say no, and he said
Yeah,
no,
he's
of
and
not
course
then
gonna do
so.
it.
yeah, and the reason, but then like later it was sold for like 3 mil. I don't know, like way more than that.
I think that also. I mean, not to get into the pawn shop, but I would say that he probably didn't do it because he didn't. There's no way they were going to spend $1 million on something.
Yeah, but
But it would have been smart. I know that I saw one where they sold, I think, the original Nintendo competition game where they actually had the games where you could click them over like
uh-huh.
that. Oh, there's my good. For like
Oh.
$100,000. I was like, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It
So
sits on my desk. That's letting you know.
I mean,
Mine's
seriously,
up in
like
my bed.
I have a bed one too.
No.
Oh, that's weird, dude.
Anthony has like 25 of them, so you can't be saying that. So
I told my
that's why
dog steals
one
it.
day we have to like show up at Anthony's house and just like start robbing stuff. Be like, hey, Anthony, can I take this?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can I borrow this?
Mm.
You just got to find out which box they're in.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways,
Hmm.
okay. So that's gonna come out this year, but that's gonna be fun, I guess. I mean, a lot of people or a lot of fans are waiting for that too, right? The Pokemon Legends EA. It's supposed to be. I think Anthony, you just mentioned it's what Pokemon should have been.
Well, I guess you could if you watch the TV show.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like real life, like it's not really turn based, but it's more like live action
Mm,
Pokemon.
right. Kind of like Pal World. That was
Ooh,
like
can we play as Team Rocket?
Really?
I don't. I don't know. We would have.
I
To
always
see.
like Team Rocket kind of
I mean,
sometimes.
they're
They're
okay.
funny.
Yeah, they're
They're always
funny.
like,
Yeah.
Team Rocket takes off again. They fly off. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
you guys
always
will
fly
never.
off.
You guys are scallops. I
You
tell
always
you what.
wonder is how much money they spend to get all those little gadgets they get in every episode.
Yeah, they rich as heck. They are rich,
Mhm.
but I think so something to look out for. All right, I
Of
think
course.
yeah, I think we're ready to move on to the companion waypoint.
Yay!
Yay! This
I was
is
excited for this one.
yeah, this is our favorite part of the show, right? So
Yeah, I was
let's
trying to
watch.
just just right to this thing. Let's go to it.
Yes, and let's watch the trailer with sound this time.
The ending part.
I know,
the-
I love. I was waiting
I
for
was
it.
like,
It was so good.
I think I must have messed up on the demo last night.
Why is
'Cause I
that?
don't think did in the demo is there the ability to do all that cool stuff with the cards? If they did, I messed up.
Oh,
I mean,
that
Like
means that,
adding,
yeah.
yeah, adding the stuff to the cards. I was like, what? Wait, I didn't do that. What? What happened?
It's actually in like the town, the outpost where you have to defeat the
Oh,
first boss, so
Mm,
that you get into the outpost and then you get all the resources that you've collected all
uh-huh.
along the way and spend it.
that's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you so much.
because I think you only get that one character in the demo, right? Because it's
Yeah.
still working thing, everything, right? Which you
Oh
guys
yeah,
tell in the
yeah.
beginning of it, yeah. Because those other characters look pretty cool too, like the girl with the gun and stuff.
Oh yeah. She should definitely be available in early access.
Hmm.
Mm.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, yeah.
S- So,
You already answered some. Well, go
yeah.
ahead.
So, how did you get the music done? Like, who did the music? I mean, I honestly love the trailer music.
Oh, cool. It's actually one of the Thai every most of, I think 100% the game was like are made by Thai people,
Hmm.
like every part of the game.
Okay.
uh
Super
and
cool.
he's one of the Thai audio editor, like
Uh-huh.
sound designer. Yeah, and he's done so like some of the games. I think his name's like Kit Sound, like, yeah.
Mm.
So like we I saw his work and we love it. So yeah, he is the one who actually composed the all the soundtrack for the game, and as well as our trailer.
I like
So,
that name, Kit Sound.
yeah, I was gonna say it too. But
Yeah.
so when
It's
you're
just
actually
cool.
working with an outsource person, I don't know, like worker, I guess freelancer, like
Mm-mm.
how do you guys kind of like communicate? I don't know. I kind of want to know the process a little bit. Like, like, do you just hear the music and say, "Oh, this is good," and then you just like implement it right away, or is there like something
Oh,
that you kind of like go
Let's go
back
with
and
that.
forth,
okay.
or I don't know, like just I mean, just a curiosity.
Okay. To be honest, like it's not for a trailer, right? It's for the game, right?
Right, right.
Okay, okay, the process is pretty different. If for the game, we did okay, so he did saw like the theme of the game, that like
Mm-hmm.
the visuals that we want to portray, like
Mm-hmm.
in Northwind there's actually scenarios where it's like gonna be like the pink forest,
Mm-hmm.
the blue icy spike, like there's gonna be theme for each settings.
Mm-hmm.
And those themes we do explain him about like the type of monsters, the type of threat that the players will be facing,
Mm-hmm.
and the concept or the theme of the game. And with that, we also give him some reference on like games that we like the tone, or like we also don't want this music to be very distracting that player can't think, because like in card games you gotta think all the time. So with
Right.
all that concept, he comes up with some of um the mock-up first, like the base, and then once the
Mhm.
team, if we're happy with it, then he polished to make it the master version.
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's a really good point because in a card builder or deck builder or whatever, you need a music that is in the background, but it shouldn't be too distracting because then you wouldn't be able to
Mm.
think straight. I guess in that sense, I love the soundtrack of Hearthstone, and Balatro is kind of like very distracting, but I don't know, like it's just very
Uh-huh.
distracting, but it's like so addicting too. Like it's
Mm,
like
mm, 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 mm.
makes you kind
That's
of
right.
like I don't even know what to say about Balatro, but it's kind of weird.
I
Yeah.
I don't know. Heretics Fork is like all like really heavy metal, and I just kind of don't even I just kind of zone in when I'm playing that game.
I guess it's
Mm.
different for people. I guess like some people like
Yeah.
loud music,
Mm,
like they
mm,
so
mm.
Yeah, it all I think it all depends on really to and the type of card game, right? So,
yes.
It
um,
is.
it looks like your game's gonna have a lot of like combining stuff and then doing attacks.
Mm.
So I could see that being one of those ones where it's like, and you if you don't do it right, you're gonna get jacked up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And it's
Mm,
got that
mm, mm.
roguelite to it, that roguelite feel, right? Am I correct? Or
Mm, mm. Yeah, 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 it is.
yeah,
Mm.
are we gonna be able to chop off parts of the monster's body and use it for armor later or anything like that?
Oh,
Yeah, actually, like, it's not in the current version. Like,
Oh.
Oh,
I don't want to promise that yet because, like,
oh, my
we
bad.
actually,
I'm sorry.
no, no, no. I mean, like, we do. Okay, there's actually okay. If you look at the trailer, there's actually five houses in the outpost. Each houses you can actually use the service in the town. Like the blacksmith, you can merge or fuse cards together, and in the alchemist, you can actually infuse the gem into the cards to power up the cards. Okay, and we still keep like a two house of mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Like we haven't spoiled yet, and we are still we have some ideas on what we wanted to do, and
Yeah,
it's
don't spoil that.
definitely yeah, it's definitely related to monster hunting theme.
Mm.
Yeah, so I would say that's not like out of the like not really totally out of it. It might happen like the one that you just mentioned with like the monster parts, but we still want to find a perfect fit for the game, and I'll say like we're still experimenting it. So
Mm.
some of the part of the house like we're going to go early access first, and some part of the house will not be available, but there'll be an update or after the player feedback.
That's super
hmm.
awesome.
Mm.
I like that. That just hearing all that makes me more excited to play your game.
Yeah.
Like just
Oh, thank you.
to be able to combine stuff and yeah.
Mm.
So 100 hours also.
Maybe I think I
Mm.
have over 100 hours in Heretics Fork for sure. I don't know. I'd have to check.
Mm.
I bought that game for $5.
No.
It was definitely worth it for 100
Yeah, it
hours.
was,
Definitely.
yeah, but it was a deck builder. But
Yeah.
no, I've always loved deck builder games for some reason. I remember when Slay the Spire first came out and nobody was talking about it, and I was playing it on stream, and people were like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I'm addicted." Now
Oh,
everybody
oh.
loves Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
So I was like, "This is so fun! Like you got to fight monsters and you build your deck." And I think my friends were like, "What's wrong with this guy?" He's just like, "I don't
But
know.
I mean, these are
It's
very
fun."
addicting genres.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This and it's getting very addicting.
It's just fun to play deck builder sometimes too, because you could just chill, like not just necessarily chill, because you got to use your brain, but that's the fun part is like sitting down and strategizing your attack, what cards to go, like how you're gonna go at what you're doing and stuff. So I think that's one of the draws, especially for people who like that like tactical, you
Mm.
know, and just making it fun, like having monsters you're fighting against in different areas. I think that's going to be a really awesome thing. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Yes.
and also like the randomness of which card you're going to be getting like dealt in the first hand, whatever. That also kind of gives like adrenaline, I guess, in a way.
Just
Mhm.
gotta
Oh,
Mm.
believe in the heart of the cards.
yeah, am I going to be
Mm.
getting all the cards that I need, or am I going to be
Yeah, nothing's worse when you pull a bad card. You're like,
exactly?
"Oh,
Yeah, like can I
I'm
switch
gonna
all the
die."
cards? Like I
Oh, a
know this
cursed
run is
card.
not going to be yeah. But so how did this project start? Like, no, Northwind. Like how did it all start? Like
Well, actually, like, so I've always wanted to start a game studio
hmm
since I was like a publisher.
okay.
So I've always wanted to do something like that. And eventually, I think at one point in life, I decided to just quit my full-time job and
Oh.
started it with my partner. Like he's my boyfriend as well. And yeah, I drag him along. Let's start the company together. He's yeah, and yeah, I'm actually like the marketing publisher side, and my boyfriend he's actually a game developer.
Oh, that's a
So
perfect
so
match.
yeah, so to be honest, like he knows about game development, or else I wouldn't jump into it because I have
Okay.
zero ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But he launched the game before, like he actually completed the project before. So yeah, so we kind of have that confidence. Too confident actually still for me. Like just I have zero knowledge of game development and I jump right in. So yeah, so we started that, and it's not actually obvious that we want to go roguelike deck builder. We are just like figuring it out, and then one day I saw Slay the Spire. Like I'm actually a card gamer. I love card games so much. Like that's probably like my mainstream. And I just like, hey, I saw the Slay the Spire back in when they're still in early access, like
Mm.
super long while, like at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I just grabbed it and I really liked it. I introduced it to him and he's like, "Oh, let's do something like that." So yeah, so it's like so it all started like that. But we both love strategy games. So we know it's going to be strategy game. It's going to be turn-based game. But we're
Mhm.
still figuring out like what type of game we want to do. At first we lean on Darkest Dungeon,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mhm.
then once we saw Slay the Spire, we're like, this let's just go with this. Like we're just like we're more confident now. Actually to be honest, we're in between Darkest Dungeon and Slay the Spire until we found our game designer. And he made like he's been working on card games like 3 to 4 games now, and that boosted my confidence. Like, hey, he's launched card games before, and as a business person, I felt like we can pull this off. Like, if we're gonna jump in the market,
Mm-hmm.
we have to have a plan to win at least. And our game designer launched card games before. He got that experience, and he is so passionate about card games. And I'm confidently say that I'm a card gamer. My boyfriend is also a card gamer. So I think this path is much more solid and we're super excited for it.
Okay.
So we're going for a card game instead of Darkest Dungeon strategy
Mm-hmm.
turn-based type.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so this is your baby. Mm.
Exactly. This is like our baby. It takes so much resources, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess then we can directly ask you, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know Anthony, or not Anthony, but George. I think Anthony probably said it earlier too. Maybe if not, I read it in his mind. We really liked your title of your game. Like, how did or your title of your development team? How did that come about? Like, can you?
You
Uh,
mean Barking Kitten Interactive
yeah,
or
barking
Yes.
kitten. Yeah.
okay. So yeah, actually we're discussing on like should we go for like the serious vibe or the fun vibe. And to be honest, like my boyfriend, my partner, he's actually more of like he wants it to be funny. Like he felt like the privilege of game company is like to have that funny, charming name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
with that, for me, I love cats.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like,
You're in good company.
can we have cats in it? Like or kitten or something like that. And yeah, and he's like, so eventually it's barking kitten, and and he likes dogs. So yeah, it's
Okay.
barking kitten.
Okay.
You know, I just had an idea in my head what you could do that would be pretty funny is if you guys ever had like one of those scenes where it comes up and shows your team, just like have a cat walk up and when it opens its mouth, it goes bark bark instead of like meowing. That'd be hilarious.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bark
We
bark.
we we really thought about that as well. Like
Okay.
after we're more like financially stable and everything else, and if we have those extra time to make it better, we also
Make it a
think
fun
about like
thing.
yeah, we really have that concept as well. It's awesome.
Yeah. I love the fact that, like obviously this is for any companies, but like especially for indie studios, it's your privilege to make whatever name of the studio is. Like, it can be whatever passion you have or whatever you like, or it could be just funny or straight faced or whatever. So
That's true.
Mm.
yeah, that's
I was about to
and
say, I think a lot of that's one thing that's kind of cool too about a lot of indie studios is they can. I've noticed that even successful indie studios have like some of the funniest names.
yeah,
Like you know what I mean? Like they just can do whatever, and then there's like AAA titles like EA and stuff like that. You're like, oh. But then you got barking cat, and you're like, that's or barking kitten. Like that's dope. Like that's super fun.
yeah,
Um,
Um,
I don't know. Mint, I mean, like what is it? Mint Rocket, Barking Kitten,
yeah.
um, stuff like that. I like that kind of things.
mhm. Oh.
So, are you gonna have like a bonus monster that is like a blue dragon with glasses that you can fight in the game, or?
Oh, I don't think we have. Okay, I can't even say that. I don't think we have dragon yet. I don't think we have dragons yet.
Okay.
Like, yeah, even like in like the earliest version, we're like, okay, so weirdly, our monster is more like we have three subtype, three type. The beast-like creatures,
Hmm.
like those chicken or snake. Okay, not really beast, like chicken slash four legs type. It's more like fantasy animal type. Like
Mhm.
if like the monster hunter is like the Tobi Kadashi, yeah, yeah, that
Mhm.
kind of tone. And we also have like
True.
the the bug type, the bug type
Uh,
like
interesting.
mosquitoes or like yeah because one of the thing is like our artists draw an amazing bugs art like the way he makes those bugs we just like gosh we gotta put that in our game so
Yeah,
yeah so we have so
and
we have
nobody likes bugs, so we're getting.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, especially
I'm
for
sure there's
game
somebody out there
devs.
that loves bugs. They're
Yeah,
like,
game
I do
devs
love
hate bugs.
bugs.
yeah
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
I know a few people that does.
They love bugs.
Anthony
that's
They
does.
love
awesome
bugs.
Anthony
Oh man, I'm
does.
sorry, guys. I'm
I
sorry.
don't. I'm
yeah
terrified of bugs.
I
yeah
don't hate them. They're just whenever you put them in games, they always make them just super gross. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think ours is gross. I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
but
okay.
like you can check it out. Like I think
Okay,
ours is like very colorful. Like we can play a lot with the color.
Hmm.
Yeah.
because
like
you
Pokemon
had some.
colorful.
I would say because there were some humanoid type characters in there too, right? Like I played against in the demo,
Oh
like
yeah.
like some green. Was he green or blue? I can't remember. It's like a witch doctor kind of, and
Yeah. We have the
yeah,
undead type as well. So
yeah.
we have three types. The undead, the bug type, and the creature. Currently, uh basically I think like the concept of like it's Northwind and it's pretty cold and
Hmm?
to be honest like with creatures that have a characteristic of like the cold region area as
Hmm.
well as like undead we do want to like okay for some reason we felt like okay not because the creature can't be tough to fight but with with a little humanoid like undead I felt like we can play a little bit with the how the ability works
Hmm.
like how it kind of makes sense with the abilities that they're doing.
Hmm.
And to be honest, humanoids are tend to be like the bigger threats. Like it's gonna be like the elite type of monsters rather than like the creature itself. But there's like gonna be mix. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Yeah.
I think it's like more of like we have that darkest dungeon vibe still in it. Like, we have those insects, we have those undeads and the creatures vibe ish as well.
There is. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. There's a game that's kind of like Darkest Dungeon, and it's a deck builder, and it was a really good game. But then it got really low rating because they started selling like expansion packs at really extremely big prices or huge prices.
Expansion packs.
Yeah, they started selling like a ton of expansion packs, but you were like so many of them, and if you wanted certain cards, you had to buy these packs. And when I first started playing it, I just loved it.
Is it
Um,
is it Hearthstone because you have to buy
no,
packs every single
I mean that, but Hearthstone is
Hearthstone always,
free. That's
always
always.
free
there?
though. That's
Yeah,
why.
I know, I
Yeah.
know. I was just joking, but
No, no. I trust me. I play a lot of Marvel Snaps, and you could actually or you could play a lot of Marvel Snap and not have to buy any cards to be good at it.
Mm.
But they won't look as cool. It was across. Have you heard of Across the Obelisk? The Obelisk.
Oh, yeah. It's a you can play co-op, right?
Yeah, it's actually a co-op game too,
Mm.
and you all have cards, and then you can go across the map and fight against all these things, and but it's not the same. Like if you die, and in Darkest Dungeon, like death is pretty much
Mm-mm.
everywhere. But it is still pretty fun. It's a deck builder and
Mm.
stuff. So
Yes, I see the expansions.
yeah, there's a lot of expansions, and it got because I bought it and I loved it because I love deck builders, but I also wanted my friends to play with me. And then I was like, "Hey guys, let's play this again." I popped up and there was like felt like 20 expansions, and I was like, "I'm good. I don't even know where to start." I
Yeah,
don't, but
I am paying like $500 for this one game.
no, but yeah. So that's super. Is there a beside? You said uh, Darkest Dungeon and Slay the Spire. Is there any other deck builder games that you and your that you like to play, or like you're just kind of up there with you on that one on those two?
Oh, I love Monster Train so much.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Monster
Yeah,
Train 2 is coming out too.
Sequel coming out.
yeah.
Yes,
Actually, like,
too.
yes.
it kind of like stunned me a bit, like as the marketers, and we're preparing to launch our demo, and then Monster Train just boom, the Monster Train 2.
You're like, why?
Exactly, and I'm like, are you serious now? And and I try to look for like clues. Did they make any
Mhm.
announcement? And I think it's just everyone. It took by surprise. It took us by
Actually,
surprise.
See, and that's
no,
one game I've always wanted to get into, but I don't think I've ever actually did.
you should.
But
It's fantastic.
is it dope? I think it
It's
isn't it
addicting.
on Game Pass too, though, or no, it's not.
That is too.
No, but I think it's
It
on sale right
should.
now.
It was on Game Pass, I think.
Yeah, well, it's only $2 right now. Well, no, is it? Yeah, it's
I
only
think
two
so.
bucks right
Yeah,
now.
it's actually on sale.
Yeah, it's actually on sale right now. Like the strat. Okay, because I'm more of the marketing side, so I actually look at their strategy a lot.
Mm.
Like I look at other deck builder strategy, and I also notice like, okay, like they go on sales and they launch their demo. Like you can either play like you can play the demo, and if you can't wait for the Monster Train 2, you can even buy the Monster Train 1. Or
Mm.
and when you actually go on sale, you also announce your sequel to try the demo.
That's pretty
And
smart.
right before next fest. And
Mm.
I'm like, okay, like
Is- So that's kind of interesting because as a marketer and stuff, and as you said, there's kind of like channels and stuff. Is there some background channels that when you're a marketer and stuff like you kind of know when things are about to pop off, or does anybody ever give you a heads up like, hey, we're dropping a demo for our game? Because like I don't know if you guys have like a connection or anything like that, or
I believe others do. But as for me, um, okay, partially is like I'm not saying like because I'm in Thailand, but I would say I do think that do play a part. Like I'm not okay. You don't really see Thai studio that often,
Mm-hmm.
and to be honest, I'm more of an introvert. So I would say like I can say that there are like what you mentioned. I'm pretty sure there are. But like as for me, I'm totally busy with game development that I don't know how to develop.
no, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm still like so I'm like so I'm juggling. Like yeah. So
Oh,
as
that's a
for
lot
me,
to juggle. That's a
yeah,
lot to juggle.
yeah.
It is.
So yeah,
That's a chainsaw and an axe flying around in the midair. You don't
exactly.
want to lose no limbs.
Yeah, I think like the weird part is like I talk to many developers and they're like, "You're so weird. You're from publisher side and you jump to development." Developers trying to go and understand more about marketing, but like you're like
Yes,
the marketing person
it's
and jumping
the
development.
other way
I was
around,
like,
right?
yeah, and I totally respect all game developers, and I think it really helps me understand more about marketing. Like, okay, like to be honest, like from my previous experience, I felt like marketers always like kind of push the deadline and don't understand developers. Like, why can't you launch this date? Why do you have to postpone the date? Or like,
Hmm, hmm.
and all that all the time. And now when I'm in development, I'm like, I get it. I get it. And I was like, okay, it's okay. Let's just move the schedule for them.
It's
Like, why?
uh,
Like, I get it.
that's probably because on the other side, the marketing side, I don't know. This is kind of going the weeds a little bit here, but you guys probably see that like spikes in interest, and you're like, if we release right now, we're gonna kill it. And they're
Yeah,
like, but
yeah,
we're
yeah.
not ready yet. They're like, you're gonna be ready. They're like crying and sweating. I haven't seen their family in like 2 days, and you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But no, that's. I mean, it's kind of cool that. I mean, I can understand. I know it sounds. Some people could say it's weird, but I could understand seeing that and just being like, I really want to do that. You know what I mean? Be on that other side of the house as well, and um, yeah. I think it kind of gives you an edge, honestly. As you grow and stuff, having marketing and developing, that's some all developers want, and you already got it.
Oh,
So
thank you.
it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was like the perfect partnership, or I guess
Hmm.
because like because they're I
Let
mean
me
devs
text
and
my wife and tell her to start
marketing.
getting a developing here.
Yeah, so that's I mean that's very genius.
That's
Um,
super.
yeah, that is super.
Pretty
Like
much.
I would say kind of like the packed studio. It's very packed
um,
with
but we argue a
talent.
lot. I would say. I mean, it's really hard because we're so different, and I think he learns. I mean, like I think the struggle, weirdly, I don't know if it's weird, but like usually, in indie studio, you will see like artist and programmer, game designer and programmer. You know, those like pillar in the indie team. But this is like a marketing person and a programmer. So I can say we did a lot of market research. We did a lot of like planning, why we go through this, why we go for this theme. There's always like reasons about it. However, I think we also like suffer a bit and learn a bit. It's both good. I mean, it leans towards good, but I can say like I have to understand what's agile.
Hmm.
Like I have to learn production, and I don't even understand what I mean. Like okay, I understand what prototype is, but to truly understand in development and to understand that hey you gotta play test, hey you gotta all those stuff, like it sounds like you understand it, but when you're in it you know nothing. And I think that's what I've been facing a lot in game development. And also he also learned like I did tease him as well, like if you launch your game like this it's not gonna sell, you want to bet with me
Hmm.
or like you want to do this, I can tell you that you'll be sad in 5 days. And yeah, yeah, I mean, and yeah,
I
I'm
love
That's
it.
serious.
perfect.
Like, and I think he understands me better. Like I told you, hey, this is important. This video is important, or you have to finish this part first, or else we're not gonna sell, for example. And then he's like, really? And then I'm like, yeah, try it. And then we did. And then he's like, okay, now he understands now. Or like the timing. I said, this week is special and that week sucks. Why? You want to know? Let's give it a try. And I think he starts to understand now why marketing person needs some materials early on, and it's why it suffers later on. Yeah. So we kind of learn each other pain, and he knows more about marketing now. And as for me, I learned more about game production, but we do have a lot of argument because we don't understand the other party until something broke, and we're like,
Mm.
oh, now I get it why you warned
So,
me.
so you guys have to go through a lot of mistakes in order to kind of start understanding each other.
At I wouldn't say it's that bad, but I think we thought we understand, but we don't truly understand until we face it.
Okay.
like
Hmm.
like I said, hey, do you understand what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, I think I got an idea. And then for a while I was like, oh, now I get what you mean. Like, it's more of that vibe, and
Mm.
that's from like marketing point of view and production as well. So it's been like a pretty weird journey,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time I felt like it elevates our skill. Like I felt I'm a better marketing person after I know game development.
Mm.
Like now I understand more of the reason why game
Hmm.
development are pushback and could affect marketing.
Mm.
And at the same time, my partner understands more why there are particular deadline that if you miss this, it could cost you a lot, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very, I would say, like a very insightful for a lot of indie devs, like especially for solo indie devs, because we all know the
Yeah.
importance of marketing. I mean, like especially for solo indie devs, they know how to do like programming and all that, but like they have no idea how to do marketing, and they have to kind of like take into consideration, like how important it is, and follow these steps, sort of set of steps, in order to make their games more noticeable and get the touch or connect with all the other gamers. But yeah, so I think yeah, so you kind of have to trust your marketer in many things. If you are not familiar in that area, um,
No.
because usually
Yeah.
programmers start a studio, like Tonya said. Usually, the programmers are the ones who kind of want to start their own studio, and then they have no idea how to market. Um, they just know, like, oh, my game's gonna be so good, everyone's gonna start playing, and then they just like release it, and like realize that no one is gonna buy the game, or
Mm.
have like
The
10 wish
Next
lists.
Fest has like 400 something demos. They're like, nobody's playing my game.
Yeah,
Can't find your demo,
I'll bet
bro.
it's more of like thousands of demos in Next Fest.
I don't know. I got
I
honestly,
can check
this is
right
just like
now.
every Next Fest, and I've been just super overwhelmed.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean,
my
we have
first
a
day.
yeah, we have a
Yeah,
There's
go
marketing
around
ahead.
like
expert here. Yeah,
no, there's around 2,000
yeah.
uh demos in the game, in the next fest. And yeah, and actually I want to add on to it like a little bit, like for our game like Northwind, we don't have a publisher.
Mm,
Like
Mm-hmm.
we decided to
I
be
saw
that
that.
way because I want to do it.
mm-hmm.
I mean, weirdly, I mean, do you trust me? Like, I asked my partner, even like the
Oh,
team.
thought you were
I was
asking
like,
us. I was like, yeah,
oh,
we
Yeah,
trust
I
you.
was like, yes, I trust
oh,
you,
oh,
Tanya.
no,
I do trust you
no,
100%.
it's like to be honest, I think this is like very dreamy, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to launch my own game.
Yes.
I mean, okay,
Yes.
I mean maybe like developers want to find publisher, but in my case, it's more towards my life goal rather than business wise.
Hmm.
Like, I want to launch this baby. Come on, I made it. Like, I'm
Yes.
part of it from the
Yes.
very beginning. So I I want to launch it by myself. And um well, I'm happy that my team trusts me enough to do so, because like it's nerve wracking. And like, are you all right? Like, publishers, they got teams, and I carry two roles, like game producer and marketer. So that kills me when we're preparing for the demo. Like, imagine I have to check as a game producer, because we have a freelancer as well. I have to make sure all the schedules, all the builds, all the changes are all right, and at the same time prepare for the demo campaigns, marketing campaigns. So that kind of kills me. But I'm gonna be honest, like, I really enjoy it, and I just felt that's the beyond ownership that I can never explain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
I,
weirdly.
I mean,
Mm.
I think that's something too, that I think really a lot of people who are big fans of developers, and especially since we started this podcast, that has really kind of changed my point of view on some of the indie games, because that you have so much passion for what you're doing. It's not just about making you want to make this game, but that's you want it to be because you love doing it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I like that you're excited to put this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
And I got to give you some more kudos. I'm glad that you actually have your own website up on Steam. Nothing hurts more than when you click on somebody who's a developer and they don't have their own little site for people to go and see
Oh,
other
oh
stuff.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I
Because
was like,
they
okay,
haven't met a marketer yet, because they don't know the importance
yeah,
of
but this one
having a
is a
They don't
website.
know
marketer.
the importance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You were
I
probably
guess,
like, we
yeah.
need to have our thing on there now. He's like,
Yeah.
And
okay,
that's
That's
probably
one of
what
the things. Yeah.
that's probably why it led some success. Where if you put your games on Steam Next Fest, because like you said, a lot of developers don't have marketers, and they try to put their game on Steam Next Fest, but not all of them get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
got
They
to,
didn't know what to do.
yeah,
yeah.
they a lot of indie studios think that getting their games on Steam Next Fest is their marketing. That's their like own marketing strategy, I guess.
Mm.
Like, do nothing else.
Yeah.
We're just gonna be doing next Steam Next Fest, and we're gonna get a lot of wish lists. All right, and let's put
Yeah.
it on
Let's
there.
do
It's
this.
like, nope, it's not
Let's
even.
have this one guy play the game over and over again for hours. No, I'm just
Yeah.
joking.
Mm.
So
the
and
Yeah.
live the live guy, but no, yeah. And so with this too, with you bringing this out and stuff, one thing I want to also say is I like how in your demo you explain, hey, this is still in development. This is just
Mm.
kind of a taste.
Like in the
So
beginning, yep.
yeah, don't, because nothing's worse than when you get into a demo and you're like, there's something, there's something going on with this game, but you're like right off the bat, like, hey, this is even close to being finished. This is just what we're working on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Destroy that expectation before it happens.
No, no, no.
That's
It's
also a good. Yeah.
it's kind of nice to play games when they're in their bare bones and they're just starting out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mm.
It's a demo for a
Because
reason.
yeah, and that way you can kind of feel like, okay, this is where they want to go, and it's probably helpful for you too. I don't know if have you gotten much feedback from people about your game, like things they would like to see, like maybe some ideas from putting it out there and just having people play the game. Have you got
Yeah.
any feedback from that?
So I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh,
I
that's good.
play like I've always been on, yeah, but I like weirdly, okay, before I get into that, I've launched, okay, I've been in publisher side, but I've launched a game as a solo marketer for like a high cost indie game before. Like, okay, like I don't know if you heard of Home Sweet Home. It's a horror game from
That's
Thailand.
Is it from the TV show too?
No. It's
Oh,
no,
but
no.
there's a movie about it too. But I don't know if it's like it. I mean, like
I
if you know
know.
about it.
I think I know the cover of the game. Is the cover got like a guy's face on it? And it's like
No,
all
it's the
monster looking.
girl. It's the girl. It's the girl.
Oh, you got it
Yeah,
wrong.
Oh
never
yeah, it's
mind.
okay.
My
So
bad.
I've launched a game before, like as a solo marketer, and I just want to say they have high budget, though it's indie. You know, indies budget range
Yes,
super far
yes,
off, like
yes,
from the one who's
yes.
super poor and super like strong ones. So
Yeah.
as a marketer, it's very different. Like, like the game that is like visually appealing with all those cinematics, with all those
Mm.
budget, and indie that doesn't have anything much. It's way off, like the difference, even though you're both indies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And on our side, I can see the difference, like the challenge that Northwind faces, because it's all on our budget. Oh, it's my budget, it's my money. We don't have investor. It's just me
Mhm.
being crazy, put all the money and let's do it. Yeah. And with that, the obstacles is real. And actually, I actually forgot what question I'm about to answer. I'm sorry, what's your question again? I'm trying to like
Oh,
link.
I forgot too. No,
Oh
I
my
was just
god.
saying. No. What I had asked is when you guys release your game out into the
Oh
next
yeah, yeah.
fest, and you say this is in development and stuff. Have you gotten any feedback or
Oh yeah.
any like positive criticism or anything like that that might change like some things in your game or things you're like, oh, maybe we should go back and look at this. Have you gotten any of that or?
Okay, I remember now. So with Northwind, the strategy is different. I'm sorry, it's a little early.
No, it's
I
fine.
got
It's
you.
fine.
Don't you
It's
worry.
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Don't you worry.
So the strategy is a little different. When it comes to Northwind, okay, because the type of game Northwind is a roguelike deck builder. It's you can play test a lot. Like you can, it's high replayability. It's not like a story
Mm.
game where you play once and you can't, I mean, you lose that first impression vibe, you can keep on playtesting it. So in Northwind, we actually have, I think I can't really count anymore. I think at least 4 playtests. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, and this is because one of the reason is this is what I believe in. Like as a marketer, one of the hardest thing is we don't know what game sells well. Even I do. I believe that this is what I believe. Okay, I believe that a good marketing person wouldn't know what a game's like which game we're gonna sell well. Like you can't
Mhm.
just say this game's gonna be a hit. Like maybe you can't do that, but I prefer stats. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer real
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
stats to show you that, hey, this game sells really well because those numbers just skyrocket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Moneyball.
rather than just your opinion. Yeah. So in Northwind, we do a lot of playtesting. At first, we start with 7 people joining us, and that's 7 people. I'm the one who selected it. Like I select who will playtest the game. Like, have you played roguelike deck builder over 5 games? Are you familiar with the genre? Because the one who's gonna come in and play our game is probably the hardcore fans of roguelike deck builder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
they'll be the best judge. They've played a lot. So they'll see our flaws, they'll see, oh, you look like all the other guys out here. Oh, you're unique, or the other guys do way better at this. So Northwind has gone through many playtests, like four. Like the first one is like 7 people, close one. The second is like 30 people. The third time is like hundreds people, and the fourth time is like thousand. And now the demo. So what I'm saying is, each time we have a playtest, it gets better, and the harsh criticisms are the earlier ones. Like, oh, we're like you said, our game sucks. Oh, we got worse. The later version is worse. Yeah, so it doesn't surprise us anymore.
Thanks for the
Um,
feedback.
Yeah.
thanks for the so I mean, like, because we're okay, we're destroyed. We're literally destroyed when we have like 30 playtester,
Yeah.
like when they comments our game. Yeah, so now we're like, yeah, it's okay. Like I got way worse like back in the days. Yeah, so we're fine. And so what I'm saying is, like, we did playtest a lot and we have lots of feedback, and we fix, and to the point that at least this Steam Next Fest, though not win is not to the point where, I mean, we wish we could add more, of course, but at least, as a marketer, and as okay, my partner is a game director. We both agree upon that it's at least good enough to be in the festival.
Hmm.
And currently, I can even share with you, because I look at the ranking, I look at the graph. I lack of sleep because I keep on looking at the graphs on like how's our performance going and all.
Oh no.
Oh.
Um, yeah. So among, like, I can even share you this, like, among like okay, there's around 2,000 games, right?
Hmm.
2,000 each game.
Yes.
Northwind is around 200 to 300.
Ooh, not bad.
Oh, okay.
Top.
Okay,
Yeah.
Top 15.
Yeah.
for like the top demos, or I wouldn't say like top demos, but like it varies. But I'm
Yeah.
saying that the visibility, or the top demo ish, but take it as like my rough estimation, okay? Like, it's not
Hmm.
like solid. I just wanna know, like, okay, in the percentile, how many people kind of see our game, or where do we land, or like the CCU,
Hmm.
like how many actually play the game right at this moment, what are our ranking. And I also look into,
Hmm.
like, who are the, like, what are the games that do better than us, what are the things we lack.
Hmm.
And it's pretty obvious why they did way better than us. Like, I don't even have to explain, I can just show them, hey, these are the list of, I can just show it to my partner, these are the list of games that they do better. Do you agree? And he's like, yeah, they deserve better. I was like, exactly. So I think, like, we did a lot of playtests, and we also know that we're not gonna be the cool kids, the top cool kids, because
Ah,
we have
Nah.
our
You never
constraints.
know though. Like
I would say
Oh,
you
you'll
you,
get
you
there.
gotta be you gotta feel cool to be cool. I think you
oh,
could do
that's
it.
true. That's true.
I
Yeah.
think you
Maybe
could do
I'm
it.
maybe I'm being a bit modest. Who knows?
No, you're fine.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just picking on you. No, no. I mean, that's really good feedback. Yeah. So that's just one thing I've always wondered is during Next Fest, and you said you guys were super busy. Of just people have hit you up and said, "Hey, have you looked at maybe doing this or doing that?" And what that was like. But yeah, I could definitely see how that's you guys have really put in a lot of work on your play test and having people play it, which is really nice. And thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, and also if I mean,
Mm,
yeah, like I mean,
Just
you
joking.
can't, yeah,
yeah.
you can't satisfy everyone. You know, like people will
Mm-mm.
have
Mm-mm.
different opinions on this. You know, how
Mm.
maybe add this or maybe don't add this or please keep it this whatever. So like you just have to make a decision to like the optimum decision for your game.
Mm.
Like that's what game producers or directors do.
Hmm.
They have to make a decision. They
Yeah.
can't just listen to every single person's request or then in that case if they start listening to too many people's requests then the game goes to a
All over the
totally
place.
different yeah all
It's
over the place and like
constantly changing
yeah,
nonstop.
totally different, I don't know, places all around the place. So I guess that's your choice. And I think
Hmm.
if it's top 200, 300, that you're doing pretty solid. Because this is your first project as in the studio, right? The Barking Kitten.
I think, yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I
studio.
think that makes you cool.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, we're.
Cool kid.
So.
Oh, thank
Especially getting on Steam. Especially getting on Steam Next Fest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's. I mean, I don't know. Is that a difficult thing getting on Steam Nexus? I've heard that it can be and it can't be. Like,
Uh, you mean just okay, just joining the festival, you just join
Yeah.
easily.
Hmm.
However,
Oh,
like I mentioned, there's like 2,000 games. And like you see, okay, in that Steam Next Fest page, you probably won't see that 2,000
Yeah,
games.
you won't. You
no,
won't.
not even
oh,
close.
Not even.
Exactly. And
It's his
you
first. It's the same 8 games over and over again. I'm
Yeah,
like, come on,
probably
guys.
like less than
scroll
10
down, scroll
games.
down, scroll
Yeah.
down. Guys, keep scrolling.
exactly. And
Yeah.
that's the thing that is hard. Like there's 2,000 games, and why will they see your game?
Mm, yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
just gotta have
Mm-hmm.
that prepared. And I think that's the anxiety. And Steam Next Fest is being something like you can only join once.
Yes.
So yeah, everyone kind of freaked out,
Oh, that's
even
crazy. Yeah.
including me. I have anxiety. Like I was like, "Are you sure? Is it this time? Should we
Yeah.
move? Are we good enough?" Like we have
I
all
heard.
those
Yeah.
thoughts all over, and especially when we're about to jump in next fest, Monster Train just dropped their Monster Train 2 demo. So I freaked out. I'm not gonna lie. That day, that day, I was screaming. I
The
was
I
sky
like,
is
need
falling.
get him on the phone. I need to talk to these guys.
no, I remember that day when Monster Train 2 dropped the demo. I was like, "Are you serious? Are you serious? Is this fake news? Are you pranking me?" And then when I visited the game, I was like, "I'm playing it. I played right at that moment. I want to see what I'm facing, like what we're gonna meet.
Wait, it
Like
has a demo.
It
yeah,
has
it's out.
demo.
You
Ew.
can even play it.
Oh,
Like yeah,
okay,
just play it.
Zach.
It's it's good. It's good. And I
Sorry,
jumped
guys,
right
I
in.
let you down. I saw the announcement for it and I was really excited, but then I
Has
didn't
the
know there's.
demo, and the demo takes you to buy the first one.
Yeah, like
That's a
and
good marketing strategy. Anyways.
That's actually
exactly.
super smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and,
actually like
and no one, and it was never teased. Just like the first announcement.
I like when I sometimes I like when they do that kind of stuff though. When they just out of nowhere. I know it sucks for if you're like, dude, you're doing your thing, and all of a sudden they do this, and you're like, you just killed my
I
thunder.
mean,
You know what I mean? But
it's, I mean, it's like this.
um,
Imagine all those Metroidvania games, and then Suxon just come out of nowhere and drop a demo.
yeah.
Bro, so when
yeah,
Silk
Because
yeah.
Song comes
I
out.
would say one of my biggest, like, I guess you could say grievances is with when it comes to games is when people will say, "Oh, this amazing game's coming out," and you're like, "Oh man, it looks amazing. I want to play it." They're like 3 years from now, and you're like,
Yeah.
by then you forgot the game even exists. You're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that
Yeah,
game was
set to
coming out."
release in
Like
2028.
Mm.
Just like, what? Why are you telling me this now?
they do that so much, and I used to make
Yeah.
me so mad. I'm like, "Oh my god, I want to play it right now."
Yeah.
They're like, "In next, well, you're 60 years old," and I was like, "Okay, well, sweet." No, but yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. I went and wish list your game because I'm more
Oh,
excited
thank
now
you.
than
Yeah,
before
me
for it,
too.
especially with all the Monster Hunter talk.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
but
you. Yeah.
yeah.
I was
So
like, oh,
I know as a marketer, you know the importance of getting the number of wish lists before you actually start marketing your game. Like what was your approach into getting people to wish list your game?
Okay, so I can share with you that Northwind never pay a single ads. I
Okay.
never pay for any ads. I never pay
mm.
for we don't have the money. I mean like don't don't
That's the honest answer.
It's like
You're
yeah.
this.
like, what can we
Only the
afford?
the
Nothing.
only instant noodles.
Yeah. I mean like it's 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 not because like oh I don't pay ads. Oh no, I'm broke. Like so yeah, okay,
Yep.
okay, getting wish list. Okay. I also work as a marketing consultant for several indie games. I would say there's no perfect answer for every indie games. You gotta know your own indie games.
Hmm.
Uh, I won't say I'm okay, even though it's my career and probably something that I really love to do. I wouldn't say I'm so good at it as well because I mean I know the truth how hard it is to gain those wish lists. So all the game developers that's trying to achieve that, you all have my respect. it's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm focused on developing games. Now I have to focus on wishlist. Oh my god. That's so true. So okay, it's really hard. So yeah, wishlist is okay, I can say it's different for each game. However, for Northwind, um this is at least what I do, or like my kind of like go-to strategy is, okay, first, we don't go for ads, and we're gonna go for early access strategy, meaning, okay, I'm gonna be honest again that I
I
don't
love
think,
honesty.
Yes.
like, I don't think I'm that okay. This is our first project, and we know
Mhm.
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
we're gonna make mistakes. Actually, we already made mistakes, and with that, we know that we need playtesting and community to tell us or to help us with game development.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's going to be early access from the get go.
Hmm.
And with early access, it's an early access game. When you put ads on something, I'm not saying that it's the right strategy for all, okay? It's just what we do. Just a
Mhm.
disclaimer. It's just like we believe that, okay, we put mechanic first, we put the gameplay first, and visually our game might not be the best appealing one. Like the visual effects, the sound effect, we keep that for later. We intentionally keep that for later because we believe that, or at least in deck builder games, or at least on my research, deck builder games, gameplays is the heart and soul. Of course, the visual effects is important,
Hmm. Hmm.
but
Hmm.
when you have scarce resources, we're gonna put on that. I mean, that's what we believe so.
Mhm.
So we're putting on that mechanics and gameplay really like number one, and with that, we attracts people who love the mechanic of the game
Mm.
because like okay, our game is like okay, our game just like it's slowly getting prettier. I can actually confirm you if you ask our like alpha tester, they're like, oh, this game used to be super ugly. I mean, like okay, we're not like super super ugly, but it can be better.
Okay.
And some people just love our art style, which thank God and thank you so much. Like I mean um it's not polish art, or it can go better. Like people see like Northwind, you should add more effects, you should add more and stuff. Like there's so many critiques that we can add on, and we're super aware of that.
Hmm.
But we
Mhm.
intentionally make it happen because we want to make sure everyone enjoys the gameplay
Mhm.
because we're a roguelike deck builder.
Hmm.
And with that, we gain wish lists from the people who really loves the mechanic of the game with no ads. Like they just really have to get into the game and really like it
Right.
and eventually wish list and get it. So our our wish list is kind of like weirdly slowly going up, like shilling.
Hmm.
And then until one point, when I believe that, hey, suddenly we just start polishing something up, like suddenly, and then the tester is like, what's going on? What happened? Why it suddenly pops up? Like get all those stuff, and that's when our wishes starts to pop. When we start like for example, this Steam Next Fest, we've been gone like ghosted, not really ghosted, but with like silence for like a few months, and then suddenly we just return like in like the
Mm.
community in the Discord. So if you actually like look at uh our devlog or something like that in the
Mhm.
Steam page, we actually start disappearing around like June last year, and we just suddenly return on February.
So
Now
you
that you mention it,
yeah yeah.
Yeah, that's the Silksong move.
I mean, I honestly, if I was the fact you actually have a dev log though, so I won't lie to you, like, because you're being honest, I want to be honest, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just kidding. No, I mean, but yes, I do. Um, when me and my friends go look at games that we're interested in, but we don't know a lot about, if we don't see a lot of like the developer saying, "Hey, this new thing's coming," or "We're still working on the game," it can be something that we're like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't get this game because it seems like they just kind of abandon it. If that makes any sense, we're just
Yo, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. We
That's
that makes
true.
sense. We
Yeah.
but
but
I
we
mean,
actually
but oh, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
uh,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that we post every month, all right? Like
Mhm.
we didn't like totally gone, but we
Yeah.
just come monthly and say we're still here, we're alive,
Oh,
it's
hey
still
We're
going
guys,
still
I'm
on.
alive. We
here.
promise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, so we didn't like disappear like 5 months, no, but throughout each month, we might not show what's coming next. Like, we might
Mhm.
like, okay, we don't want to spoil much. We want to surprise them as well, and we want to have that organic experience. So we did mention like a little spoiler, but very, very little like super little, that people could judge us like, are you serious working on your game right now? Yeah. So, but I did like make sure to be there every month. If you look at the vlog, no more than two
Mhm.
months that we disappear, that we're still here, no worries. And in our Discord, we're also saying we're still here, no worries, kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
No,
get
that's
what you
yeah,
mean. Mm.
yeah, that's super cool. I just and I mean I think if anybody knows anything about games development, you're gonna be gone for a little bit. Like
Yeah.
especially if you're a small team and you're just tired, like you're not gonna be able to just be like, okay, let's put a post out there. You're probably just like, I'm going to bed because I haven't slept in days.
Um, go on vacation.
Yeah. Vacay period right here. No, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say probably being a dev vacay is going into the living room and turning on the TV
yeah,
like,
exactly. That's
oh
what I was
god.
thinking. Like shutting off the computer for the first time in like 6 months or something. I don't know.
No, I won't. I mean, just being a creator, right? I mean, I don't know if how Anthony feels about this. There's times I don't want to play video games. I'm like, I want to go watch like this. I don't want to do it today. So I can imagine if your whole life was building games, you're like, you know what? Today I'm gonna read a book.
Oh,
Last time I watched TV was 2 weeks ago.
What? Well, you're hardcore, man.
Bro, the last time I watched TV was like last year. More than I don't even like probably
oh.
summer or
That's not
fall.
true. That's not true. You
Not,
told
not
me the
no
other
joke
day you
with
were
me.
watching TV.
I
Really
don't turn
crazy.
on I don't turn on my TV because of my daughter. Like, we don't show her
Oh
anything.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't even
Well,
turn it on. But
I was gonna say, what happens when her kid shows start coming on? You know.
I mean, I think we're gonna start showing her starting this year, but we've been
Um, well, because of you, I just binge watched Ted Lasso. So thanks a lot, buddy.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
okay. If it counts, watching it on your phone, then I watched
No, I watched
several
it on my
shows.
TV.
But anyways,
Who
yeah.
watches on the phone these days?
I do. Come on, commuting time.
But
What do you do like while you're commuting?
so I have
Stand
so
still.
let's get kind of want to talk a little bit more about your game real quick. I know it's time's running short.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
what's the one thing you kind of I guess or you're kind of I know this is your baby, you're putting it out and stuff like that. What is the one thing I think you will when you get it out and everything like that? What's I know is putting the game out going to be good enough to make you happy, or is there something you would also might want to see from all that you know would make you feel like you did a really good job, or your game did what you wanted to do,
So like, what are the signs that makes me feel like I did a good job?
or no, just what I guess what I'm trying to say is like as you made it, you set out to make this game, right? You kind of made it because you wanted to make the game.
Mm-mm.
And then that's super awesome, right? And you could tell that you really like Monster Hunter, and then you like deck building, and it's in there. Um, but is there something else too that if you saw happened after you made your game that would just like put you over the edge as far as happiness with what you've created?
Does it still have to be about Northwind?
I mean, yeah, about Northwind or just in
Okay.
general, I guess is your development. Is it could be anything that comes to your adventure in gaming.
Okay. I guess like I think the at least like the minimum is we get to launch this game.
Hmm.
I mean, just launching alone is awesome itself.
Yeah, it's a
And
Yeah.
milestone.
I mean, I think the main thing is like my journey with my partner. Like, hey,
Oh, okay. I like that.
like we're in this from the very beginning and we argue so much and we finally launched the game, like our game.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably like we pull it off.
Yeah.
like
Uh,
like
uh, no,
yeah.
that's super good.
Yeah,
No,
we
that's
did
that's
it.
honestly kind of
Finally
what I
did
was
it.
looking
Yep.
to just see like what it is, and then you're both still alive at the end. Neither one of you has
Mm,
strangled each other. So
mm.
that's always good signs.
Yeah, yeah. And
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, and if you're in San Antonio, we like to throw flip flops at each other when we get angry. So if you ever, get too
yeah.
close, you just throw a flip flop.
Okay.
I don't know
I
if you
better
have.
I better bring some flip
Do, are,
flops
are you
when I
wearing
go to
flip
Texas.
flops right now?
No, not me. No, I don't. I try not to be violent because it's a slippery
Mm,
slope. You
mm,
know. I'm wearing grippy socks. Okay, but that's
Uh,
off topic.
Yeah.
mm.
So, one last question. I'm sorry. I know. It says released in 2025. Is that a soft date, or are you guys feeling like you kind of know when around you might be looking at dropping the game, so I can get excited for it and get hyped, start making
Well,
fan posters.
honestly, we think around Q2 or Q3, but if
Okay.
possible, we're gonna launch it before Slay the Spire 2 is out.
Okay.
So
Wait, there's Slay the Spire 2? When did that get announced?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Before Slay the
yeah,
Spire too. Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Before,
before
so
because
yeah, if possible,
Yeah.
and so I'm thinking
Look
like
that up.
around Q2, Q3, yeah, and to be honest, like I really want it to be Q2, but of course, after this Steam Next Fest, we also have bunch more feedback,
Hmm.
and we kind of have an idea on how much we're gonna fix and add into the game more now, and I don't know when we're gonna finish that. So, but we're gonna prioritize like the best that we can do, of course. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a little hard to answer, but
Okay.
definitely this year, and we're gonna run away from Slay the Spire 2.
Okay. Okay, that's a good answer. I think that kind of wraps up the whole episode. Do you have anything last you wanna tell the
Oh,
audience or the people that are watching?
oh yeah. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, thanks for
I've
coming. Yeah.
I've
It was
never
our
done
pleasure.
this before,
Yeah.
so I'm pretty nervous, but eventually I think I started getting to it without
Yes.
realizing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the sessions with everyone, and also like I hope that whatever I'm sharing right now will benefits either little or like a lot. Like at least I don't want to just talk about myself. I
Yes, of
hope that
course.
it will benefit the listener in some ways
Hmm.
and enjoyable as well. So thank you for having me.
Okay.
You're
And
awesome.
thank you.
don't
That
forget to
was
play Northwind demo.
honestly that's the coolest response. You're as cool as cucumber. First
Yes.
time you did
Really?
good. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really felt that. Yeah, thank you.
No, you did really. Honestly, you had a lot of
I
confidence. I
know.
didn't even. You're just like,
Really?
well, actually, and I'm
Seriously,
like,
if we had
Actually,
enough time, we would have done like 3 hour
we could have.
podcast right here.
Yeah, we would have talked to you forever.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm
Anyway.
actually really shy, but yeah, yeah.
and I like your headset too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like yours.
Even though mine's a little worn out, but we're both Razer kids, so I
No,
love
I'm
it.
worn out too.
You see the
Okay.
Yay.
Okay,
stupid and
headphone
stuff.
people.
Yeah.
Okay,
just that
headphone
one person don't
people.
have a headset
Yeah.
here. That's about it.
I have no idea who you're talking about, but
He's got little things in his ears.
yeah. Anyways, go play Northwind. Subscribe or wish list.
Go play it
Yeah, wish
now.
list. Yeah, wish list. Yeah, and it's a really fun game. You can still play it, and it's gonna be coming out Q2 or Q3 2025 before Slay the Spire 2. So yes, follow them on all the social channels and stuff. So all right.
I didn't even know
Sure.
Thank you
Slay the
so
Spire
much.
too, man.
Yeah,
Come on now.
all right. Thank you everyone for another amazing episode, and I will see you guys next week. And we'll probably, I don't know, re-invite Tanya when the game actually launches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Heck
I would
yes,
love
heck
to.
yes.
We just might just randomly invite you for fun
Yeah, we're like,
sometime.
hey Tanya, this is the
Oh,
invite
that's
link,
so
and
cool.
then
Hey,
she
are
might
you
just
really
show up.
busy building your game? Yeah. All right, so we got something for you. We need you to
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
Zach
but
was
I
sharing
love
his fan
this.
art.
but
look at that true. I drew you Slay the
uh, all right, everyone, thank you. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye. Thank you for coming and
Yes, thank
stuff.
you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you.
I like your house in the background too, by the way.
Oh.
I'm just